Good morning. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the subscribers. Thank you for the comments. Um, anyway, I want to touch base again on yesterday. I left something out very important, and like I said, I usually do these without notes, but it dawned on me last night that I'd left something out that was very important about the GPS. So, if you listen to GPS Part 1, I'm going to give you a little bit here. Even though you're following your GPS like you should follow Jesus, follow the route that it's on, follow, just follow them as closely as you can. And even though if you made the wrong turn and you went out of route, it brought you back around to get back on the right route. It kind of took you through some storms, maybe a neighborhood you shouldn't have been in, or just anything like that. Well, also, even if you're following Jesus, every now and then your route will reroute and it'll take a turn and you're like, what's up with that? Well, and then it'll come back up a few exits later and you're back on the road, same road you were on, say 85. Say you're on Highway 85. You know what I'm saying? Well, he just got you through a disaster, got you through a storm that may have been up there. It might have been a 10-car pileup, or might have been a brush fire, had the interstate shut down. But he just got you around something through there. He's not going to leave you in the middle of a storm. He's going to find a way to get you around it. He's not going to put more on you than you can bear. So that's all I had to say about the GPS. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about getting the last word. You know, sometimes you say your significant other one may say, well, I'm going to buy a treadmill. And you're like, why are you buying a treadmill? Oh, I'm going to do this and get in shape and eat right and all this, that, and other. And you're like, well, in a year or two, it'll be, we won't have no use for it. Well, but you get conned into buying it anyway. A year or two later, you're in there. Only thing it's been doing is it may have a mile and a half on it. Literally a mile and a half. Ain't nothing but clothes stacked on it. Well, you could say those 4 most dangerous words that are to say in a situation like that. I told you so. It's not always good to get the last word. And it's not always good to complain. As we look, yeah, you could say those words, but it's just going to end up being a bigger argument, and it's not really worth saying. Like I said yesterday, like I said, you lose relationships that way. Friends, wife, husband, whatnot, kids. But anyway, over here in Mark chapter 15, we all know the story of the crucifixion of Jesus. He never had to leave where he was at. He could have stayed there and performed miracles the rest of his life, for whatever. But he went on over into Jerusalem, wound up at Pilate's court. He was a great Messiah where he was, and he was still a great Messiah. But they wanted to crucify him. Have you ever thought what it might feel like to be arrested for something that you didn't do and convicted for something you didn't do, and then ultimately you was going to get the death penalty for something you didn't do? Wouldn't it be hard to not say nothing, not plead your case, not nothing? Wouldn't it be hard not to complain or beg of your innocence or anything like that? I mean, Jesus could have, once he got convicted and got beaten and drugged and he had to drag his cross, there ain't no telling what those crosses weighed. He had to drag it after he was beaten so severely. I mean, not any normal man could still be living at this time, but yet he was still dragging a cross on his shoulder. And then he was nailed to it, and then he died, never uttering but 3 words: It is finished. That was the only word. Well, he did talk to the thieves on the cross. Let me take that back. He did tell them, on this day you'll be with me in paradise. So those words right there is all he said. He didn't try to plead his innocence. He didn't try to convince them that, you're doing wrong. He didn't complain about it. He just took it. He didn't want the last word at that point in time. And he didn't get the last word at that point in time. He was buried. He was crucified. He was buried. And in 3 days, he rose again. And showed himself. And then he went to sit by God in heaven to intercede for our sins. Now, he did that to cover our sins with blood, not to ever be seen again. And when you're following something like Jesus Christ, you're not supposed to look back because you might miss something. So he did that to cover all our sins. Now, I said he didn't get the last word. But I'm going to go ahead and put this in that message right there I just gave you. He will get the last word. It's over in the book of Revelation. You got to flip over there. He will get the last word. And a lot of people ain't going to be happy about that last word. For every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. And we will all witness it. No matter where you're at, you're going to see it. Jesus could have brought a band of angels and destroyed that whole area, but he knew what he had to do. He knew that he had to go to that cross. He knew that he had to be crucified so that his blood could cover mine and your sin. He covered the drug addict's sin. He covered the thief's sin. He covered the murderer's sin, the adulterer's sin, the liar's sin, the gossiper's sin. He covered every one of those sins. And I have a problem, but even the child molester, he covered their sin. But hey, I'm not the one that covers the sin, nor will I ever be the one, nor would I want to be the one, because I'm that one there. Anyway, I don't even go into that. But he loves everybody the same. That drug addict that you see on the sidewalk tweaking, and you laugh at him, he loves that person just like he loves you. That adulterer, guy purchasing a prostitute, you're over there, and you're looking at them sideways, he loves both of them as much as he loves you. He loves no one, no more, no less. So y'all keep that in mind. He didn't get the last word, but now he will in the end. But as of right now, he didn't get the last word. He just went ahead and done what he was supposed to do, and it's just like the treadmill. Just take it, put it on Craigslist. Nobody got to know about it. It was under a pile of clothes anyway. She'll never miss it. Anyway, y'all go find you a good church with loving people in it. I got one of them churches. It's a great church. Come join us one Sunday if you want to, over at Waycross Baptist in Pelzer, South Carolina. Great church. Great people over there, great pastor. And anyway, y'all have a great day. God bless and peace.